Okay, so yeah, as I said, good morning and welcome you all to this new course on a cloud native application development and support. Now, you will not find this course anywhere because this is a customized course we have designed uh, to meet the growing needs. There are a lot of new uh, requirements coming up in the industry for information and technology. And as everybody knows that if you want to start a new career, you need to be you need to have those skills and knowledge around various topics which are in demand. Um, sometimes you think about IT as a fashion industry or a design industry where things are new things are coming up and new ways of building solutions are becoming more part of the life. And that's why we have designed this course. So the complete beginners who wants to step into the world of information technology can learn and master the skills to build their career. The opportunity is for everybody. So why don't take advantage of this opportunity and start building a new career where it is stable, long-term, and highly paying job and business opportunities are there. Okay. So a small introduction about myself. Now, obviously, when somebody tries to attend a training course or any coaching, they want to know who is going to drive this course and who will be the mentor or kind of a who will be the educator or trainer for this course. So as you can see, I have many years of experience working in IT. And believe me, I was also a beginner like one of you 24 years back. I started my career as a hardware engineer. I was building computers back in India because there was no other information or opportunity available. So I had to start somewhere. Similarly, I guess everybody who is attending this course is doing some sort of job or trying to have their survival to pay their bills. But obviously, everybody has a desire to build a career which is stable, long-term. Plus, it also gives you more opportunity to earn a handsome amount of income through a business or through a job. And that's how it happened. From 300 pound starting to thousands of pounds, you can build your career in IT. If you trust yourself, if you believe in yourself, it is possible. The good thing about is 20 plus years back, the technology and information was not available easily. Now it is kind of too much information is available. So many times people are getting confused what to do, what not to do. And that is the main reason we have came up with this course, which is for complete beginners. If you haven't worked in IT or if you don't know anything about IT, it is absolutely fine. You can, the few things which are required is you must know how to use your computer, how to use your laptop, how to install a software on your laptop. And things like that will help you to kickstart your learning career, and you will be able to successfully build your career. Trust me, it is possible. So it's mainly you have to decide and make sure you stay focused, and you do require hard work, complete exercises for the course, and then you will see the difference and opportunities coming to your way to build your career. Now, also, before I designed this course, I personally myself use those softwares in my real life, in my work life. I have passed few qualifications a couple of years back, and I'm using those skills which we have designed in this course. Personally, I'm using on a day-to-day basis in my real work life. So it is not a made-up course, right? It is a real course, and the skills you will be learning are going to be very, very useful. It's in demand at the moment across the globe, everywhere. There is a demand, a growing demand of good individuals who has knowledge about certain areas in information technology. You will come across quite a few individuals. Maybe they started learning some sort of IT skills few years back, and now they are successfully working in the industry. This is similar type of course, and this course will help you to learn those cutting edge technologies and build your skills around that, so you can easily get a job. Make sure you have to complete the tasks and exercises and the project works we give. One thing I would like to remind you all is this is not the course where you will sit in front of the computer and listening to me and going through the slides or going through the video tutorials and you will learn it. No, it is not like that. You have to perform hands-on tasks. Every session will be practical session, and there will be certain tasks and exercises you have to go through. While we are having the session on Sunday mornings, you will have to follow along, and you need to execute those commands, scripts, and whatever we learn in parallel while you are attending the session. After every session, the recordings will be available for your revision, and you can go through it. Plus, this WhatsApp group which we have created, you can also ask your questions, and if you face any problems, you can obviously come back to us and we will try and help you out to solve your problems. So the takeaway from this is you will need to be hands-on, like technically doing things rather than just listening and reading, right? Think about it as a driving course. If you want to drive a car, you can see how people are driving. You can watch videos how to drive, but unless you start driving yourself, you won't be able to learn how to drive. So yeah, it is possible with dedication, hard work, optimization. You need to be optimistic. You make sure you decide and you go for it. Don't think too much, saying that if this, if that. These are the in-demand skills, and this is a brand new course which is designed for complete beginners. So hope that information is helpful. Now, as this is an introductory session, and we want to give a bit of overview of what you will be learning and how we will take this forward. Just wanted to go through some of the topics, and then we will start the technical bits as well. If you have any questions, you may be able to type that question in the chat box, text box, or you can wait until the end of this session and we will answer your questions. So what is cloud native? You might have heard about cloud computing a lot, okay? And around the world, most of the organizations who are relying on their services for computing, they have taken advantage of cloud computing in the last 5 to 10 years. Big giants like Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Azure from Microsoft, those cloud providers are very much into offering services. So the problem was, if you build service in one cloud, how, and tomorrow if you want to change a cloud provider, what will happen? How to move away from a cloud provider? How to save cost? Do you need to redevelop your applications if you want to move cloud? Do you need to redesign your solution? So there are so many questions when you start building your services or offering your services through a cloud provider. So then the solution has been provided by certain high-level solution designers and few brains together build a community, and that is also known as Cloud Native Computing Foundation. So the Cloud Native Computing Foundation has a desire to make sure the service, they provide you guidelines. They have several applications and softwares which help you understand how the cloud native application can be built so that you can deploy your applications on any cloud provider. Now, there will be an extract, obviously, if you want to develop a common standard application which works across the different platforms and different cloud providers. There are certain skills you need to learn and build solution around that. Obviously, the applications developed 10, 20, 30 years back are not cloud native. They will not work easily on the modern cloud platforms. In some cases, even when people try to put that old applications on the newer cloud platforms, it is even more costly for them because they don't understand and they don't try to redesign or redevelop their application, which makes it a cloud native application. So I will give you a few facts in the next couple of slides. What are the researchers saying about this and why cloud native application development is going to be the #1 priority for many organizations across the globe. So this particular slide you're seeing right now is a forecast about the growth. If you learn those skills which we were talking about earlier, like when I talk about skills, you think about these ones, right? We're going to learn about GoLang. We're going to learn about containerization and container orchestration and package management. So these are the 4 core skills we will be focusing on throughout this course. And what this slide is saying, if you have learned and understood how cloud native application works and how you can build cloud native applications, you can see the growth predicted is nearly 23%. So what it is saying is there is already a shortage of IT professionals in current time. Plus, in next 5 years, you will need more IT professionals with the understanding of cloud native application development. So you can understand when there is already a shortage of certain type of IT professionals in the industries, across industries, like public sector, private sector, banking, e-commerce, education sector, everywhere. On top of that, in next 5 years, in next 5 years, there will be 23% of more demand generated for cloud native engineers. So the demand is already there, plus there is more demand coming in the market. And approximately, it will add $12 billion of opportunities. There will be a shortage of professionals to deliver these solutions. And nearly $12 billion of new investment will come where a cloud native engineer can deliver a solution. So you can see there is a huge demand coming up. It is just recently, you can see 2023 to 2028. These are the latest reports generated. And if you want to read more about this, we have taken this information from a link, which is displayed at the bottom of the page. So you can go through that and read about it online and find a bit more if you need. So that's the demand which is coming up in next 5 years, starting now already, and there is a demand. So if you learn these skills now, in next 3 to 4 months, you learn it and master it, does required projects, you give full 100% of your focus on this. I'm not saying you stop doing what you're doing. If you are doing a job, make sure you continue working, make sure you keep earning. This is a course which we are running on a part-time basis. So everybody who has responsibilities can also join once in a week and also spare a few hours in the evenings or in the morning whenever they have time to do the practices and exercise to get to the level where they can complete projects. So that's how we have designed. We will take it step by step. We'll learn in smaller steps, and then we'll master it when we start doing projects. So along with the growing demand of the new type of solutions, there is also another research done that what about those old applications which were developed 10, 20 years back? Obviously, let's compare it with the car industry. Like if you have 20, 30-year-old cars, definitely people who are driving old cars will some point see this is the end of life cycle of this car. You need to buy a new car. And on top of that, there is a demand surge of new cars, right? So as more people are driving car, the population grows, you need to manufacture more cars. It's kind of a simple example I'm giving. But when it comes to the information technology, the demand is in like thousands and hundreds of thousands. When you say car, there are like few thousand more cars or few hundred thousand new cars will be designed and developed or manufactured. And in terms of IT, if you think about numbers, they are very big. So what this research from IBM Cloud Native Development Team says that 55% of the applications developed in the next 12 months will be designed cloud native. So all the new work, most of the organizations who have understood this, more than 50% of their new work will be cloud native by default. They don't want to go and develop their applications in an older way, because older way doesn't give you flexibility. The investment done for the development of older applications is no longer going to help you. It is expensive to maintain. It is expensive to develop further features on those applications. So the cloud native application is the default choice for many of the organizations, most of the organizations, I would say, for their new projects. Second thing is 75% of existing non-cloud applications will move to cloud environment in next 3 years. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can't just use your existing applications and deploy in cloud. It will not give you performance. In many cases, it becomes more expensive to manage that in cloud. So in next 3 years, what will happen is those problems what organizations are seeing will be resolved by developing newer applications, which is cloud native. And remember this, because when I will give you highlight about GoLang, which is a very new, very powerful programming language, very easy to learn, and complete beginners can learn it very, very easily. So trust me, you remember this screen. When we talk about GoLang features, you will see that why will they not take advantage of GoLang? Because it will give them a quick results, features will be developed quickly, and the Go language is developed for the modern computers. So bear with me, and we will talk about it in the next few slides. And then 25% of existing cloud apps will be completely rebuilt as cloud native apps, plus 42% of existing cloud apps will be extended with new features and functions. So you can see every new area of software development is seeking or is welcoming that cloud native approach. And the cloud native approach has given freedom to developers as well as organizations. Like they don't have to worry about sticking to one cloud provider. The applications they develop with a cloud native mindset will be able to run on any cloud provider. And that's the biggest advantage, because as a customer, you need freedom, right? It is similar to when you learn how to drive. You as a customer wants to choose which car you want to drive, depending on your choice. And for after driving a car for a few years, if you think this car is not good for me, you can sell it and you can buy a new car, right? So that's the kind of skills you have. You are a driver, you learn driving, and you can drive a car. Similar to that, these are the skills which you will be learning from this course. And there will be a lot of opportunities in different organizations to build your career. And that's why we think this is the right thing to do at the right time. Now, talking about the first skill, which is going to be a GoLang. GoLang, by the name it suggests, is the new programming language developed by Google. And the thing is, when such a big organization who has a reputation across the globe decides to develop something new, then there is a reason behind it. Engineers at Google are not free. They just don't do anything by, let me do this, I have free time. No, they don't do that. They try to develop something which is going to be helpful for the whole community. First of all, the language is free. You don't have to pay any software license to learn and to use GoLang. GoLang is completely free. Second thing is, these three engineers like Robert Grasnier, Ken Thompson, and Rob Pike, these are very, very renowned engineers, and they have done a huge amount of work in last 20, 30, 40 years for the system engineering and various software engineering areas. When around 2007, there was a small problem, not a small problem, it was already a big problem, that most of the modern computing languages were not allowing to develop applications to take advantage of new CPU powers. There was a solution, but it was not the best solution around other programming languages. I'll talk to you about that in a bit, but you can read. Most of you understand how the computer CPU, so computer brain works. The CPU has capacity to process various requests, and it does get your application running, whether you are doing emails, or whether you are doing online shopping, or whether you are attending this type of training, or whether you are watching a movie online. The CPU and memory of your computer are the most, what you can say, active part of the computer. To increase the performance of computers and to increase the performance of smartphones, new CPUs were designed. They are like multi-core CPUs, right? So when there are small CPUs within a CPU or processor in your computer, your application should be able to take advantage of all of those CPU cores. Yeah? You might have seen that there are 4-core CPU or 6-core CPUs are coming up. And those cores means there are small CPUs which can provide you parallel power. Your application should be able to take advantage of those cores to perform faster. None of the programming languages apart from GoLang has native support for that. And that was the biggest challenge these people were facing. So what they wanted to do, they wanted to develop a new programming language which can take advantage of multi-core CPUs natively. Plus, there are a few other concepts which we will learn through this course. But this was the easiest one to explain in this introductory session. So I thought, let me take advantage of this, and everybody can easily understand, right? If one CPU is there, the older CPUs were like one CPU only, and the frequency was like every 18 months or 2 years later, you were getting new CPU, like until 2005, 2007. Then there was a concept and design of new multi-core CPUs coming up. So the laptops and computers and phones are coming with multi-core CPUs. Now think about, like, none of the programming languages were developed with multi-core CPU mindset. A multi-core CPU mindset is not there natively inside programming language. So obviously, people will try to patch, they'll try to add some functionality on top of the existing programming language. And that will not perform better because it's additional. The programming language itself becomes too big to handle it. Whereas GoLang is lightweight, and such a big feature, such a native core feature is available inside the programming language itself. And that's why people are taking advantage of it. In next few slides, we will see which big organizations have already deployed Go applications in their infrastructures, and they are running successfully. So these three developers were like very core design of the GoLang. 2007, they started it, and I think in 2009, they released the first version to the public. And by 2010, 11, 12, or 14, it became more native. So we will learn everything about it, but the main advantage is Go is completely redeveloped to take advantage of modern computers, modern CPUs, and it has few more features. The other statement which you will maybe hear about it, most of you and most of us have heard about C and C++ programming languages. They are more powerful programming languages. If C and C++ would have been developed in today's time, it would be like Go. Think about that. So you are getting the power of C, C++, plus you will be able to develop applications which are required in modern world, today's world, yeah? And that's the reason Go is more important. So yeah, bear with us and we will take it more further throughout this course, and you will enjoy learning Go. It's very easy. It's a fun programming language. So that's one thing. Now, as I have already said too many good things about GoLang, who is using GoLang? Now, the first and foremost software known as Kubernetes, it's world's most popular container orchestration system, right? It is the most popular container orchestration system across the globe, and every cloud provider, believe me, every cloud provider is offering this because they saw the demand. AWS is offering it, Azure is offering it, Google will obviously offer that because they have developed it. IBM is offering it. So everybody who was offering a basic cloud computing services until 2018, 2019, they have all started offering Kubernetes as well on their cloud platform because they knew it. If they don't support it, the customer will go away with some other provider. And some of the providers like VMware, HP, and others, they have also drive towards offering these services to their existing customers, because customers want value for money, right? If they invest some money in you or in any solution, they want results. Customer won't be just spending money all the time. And if they see some new solution design and solution provider is coming up, which is much cheaper and better to use them, then they will use it. And that's the biggest advantage of learning open source technologies, because you will be always gaining more value. As many skills you learn, the value will be added in your profile. So if you learn GoLang, if you learn Docker, if you learn Kubernetes, so you are increasing your own value while learning these skills. And we know that every time when you go and face an interview, you are selling yourself, right? You have to be a salesman. And when a job advert is there, you apply for it, you get shortlisted, and you get an interview call. Now that interview call is what about? It is about the company has liked your profile, company has understood that the technology and skills you have learned is useful to them, and that's why they are calling you to find out what you can do for them. And that time is the selling point, yeah? And if you learn these technologies like Kubernetes, Docker, Helm, you will be able to fluently attend that interview call. You will not have any hesitations, because throughout this course, we will make sure you understand, learn, and master those skills which are in demand to get into a long-term career and build your professional career successfully. So these are the few examples of open source technology, open source softwares, which are already developed using Go, and they are world's #1. At the moment, every single organization who is developing their applications, 90% of them are using these softwares. These are few to name. There are many there. The Cloud Native Computing Foundation has more than 70% projects developed in GoLang, and it is going to be like that for next many years because of the advantages and features offered by GoLang. Now, after knowing a bit more about the open source technologies, the next question most of us will have: who is using cloud native applications? Who is using GoLang? Who is using Kubernetes? who is using Docker. So these companies, yeah, this is not only GoLang. These companies, the big logos, including Netflix, including Google, Dailymotion, Monzo Bank, you might have heard about a lot. These are only few examples I'm showing right now. These companies are using all these skills which we are going to learn. These are the heart of the application development for all the cloud native application. And most of the startups, most of the new projects within the companies, they have decided to start using GoLang, Docker, and Kubernetes because they add value to their profile. They add value to their services. So they add value in every aspect of the business, and that's why these companies are already successfully running their businesses and services using GoLang. Okay. Now, when you talk about Google, Google has a very big platform for Android phones. Android phones are the world's #1 type of smartphones used. When they started seeing increase in the Play Store downloads, they wanted to increase the performance of that application, Play Store, because Play Store was used by so many users across the globe. They migrated their project from C++ to GoLang, like Android Store migrated to GoLang. If you search about it, you will see, if I can quickly find out, I had that performance boost. Yeah, okay, I have that article I will share with you later on, but you will see that a biggest example was that they gained 70% performance. 70% performance is a huge benefit for switching over an application to one programming language to another programming language. And that's why people are now moving towards developing applications using GoLang. Now, as I mentioned already, Go is popular for many platforms. It has e-commerce, banking, so many technology concepts, so many technology companies are using it. So we will learn more and more about it. We will do at least 5 projects towards the end of the course, and you will have live experience working on a real world scenario based projects that will gain more, you will gain more insight about it, practically speaking. Now, wanted to give one more example about the Docker containerization service. The Docker is a very popular containerization software, which we will be using throughout this course. So if you think about a cargo system, everybody knows that we are moving goods from one country to other country, and the cargo moves those goods across the globe. The first thing is, if you think about scenarios like similar to the software development, 30, 40 years back, the software development was done, or 20 years back, software development was done differently. 10 years back, software development was done differently. Similar to that, the cargo system were using different approach while transferring goods across the globe. So this is pre-1960, where you can see packages and parcels, and the goods were packaged in different sizes and boxes to send it across the globe. It was not organized, it was unorganized. The older applications, no matter whether it is developed in Java or Python or Node.js or any other older applications, older software languages, they were similar to this. They were developed and packaged in a random size and shape, and it was difficult, and those platforms are still struggling. It is very difficult to maintain them for the day-to-day life. Sometimes a feature release takes 2 months, 3 months, which is a very long time in today's world, because if you want to be a part of the current competition, if you want to sustain, if you want to stay in business, you will need to develop and add features to for your customers very quickly. So what happened after that? So to improvise that cargo system, they were using containers now, and containers, everybody knows, most of the cargo systems moving goods around the world using cargo, and that cargo has containers. You can fit in your goods in a specific size of container, small, medium, large, depending on how many things you want to ship. But at least it is packed in one place and delivered to other place as it is. So the person who is sending knows how much and what they are sending, and the person who is receiving knows they are exactly receiving what has been sent to them. It is more organized, more disciplined, more sophisticated approach to move goods around the world. Similar to that, the Docker containers, or in general containerization, you can talk about. Docker is one of the solutions which is more popular. So in general, the containerization helps you to build software applications and ship it wherever you want, and you can take advantage of it. If you want to add new features, either you change your existing application, or it is containerized. So you can have another application containerized to deliver features as well. So you can have multiple different containers or multiple different feature releases, and your application will have different names. So a big application will be broken down in a smaller applications, which are easy to manage, easy to deploy, and also easy to release features for them, as the dependencies are very less on other things. So the slogan goes for Docker and containers is build once, run anywhere, because once you build it, you can run on any cloud platform, you can run on any other supported infrastructures, and you don't have any problem. And the good thing is, if it is developed, anybody who understands the application and Docker containerization will be able to look at it, because it's a smaller application, easy to manage, easy to understand, rather than a big monolith application. The second thing which we will be learning in this course after the GoLang and the Docker one is the Kubernetes. Now, sometimes people have this question that what is the difference between Docker and Kubernetes? Now think about a aircraft. When I want to travel from London to New York, I will be traveling through a Airbus, one of the providers. I will book a ticket, I'll fly there. So that is one aircraft is taking passengers from A to B. But think about, there are thousands of passengers who wants to travel to New York from London. One plane is not enough. So what will happen? You need to build airport facilities. You need to build airport facilities near different cities, and you will need multiple aircrafts. So think about aircraft as an application, right? An aircraft is offering you services, taking, in this case, passengers traveling from A to B. Now the scale grows, as from 100 customers to 1,000 and 5,000 customers want to travel. Then you have to have multiple aircrafts, and you have to have facilities to take off, land, security checks, food, drinks, everything a particular passenger will need. You need to offer that. So that's where, in terms of container orchestration, the Kubernetes is kind of that facility, which allows a lot of containerized application to build and deploy. And during the life cycle of that application, it offers services as expected. So when newer version comes in, Kubernetes offers those features that it can deploy the newer version, test it, and destroy the older version. So those sort of easy life cycle of applications can be managed using Kubernetes. So at high level, that is sort of thing. But when we learn through this course, you will learn every single internal bits required for you to become a cloud native engineer. And then you will understand in a bit more technically. So yeah, that is one of the things we will be covering. Also, the demand as grows. We saw the change in approach, the change in developing new technologies using new tools, new features will be developed quicker using GoLang. And to be very honest, Kubernetes is world's most popular container orchestration system, and it is developed in GoLang, right? So that proves that it works well. This is the software which all the top providers such as IBM, AWS, Microsoft, and VMware. So they all are using this open source software to build their licensed applications because they know their customers will need these features. They know their existing customers are asking for reduction of the cost and improve the performance, which is offered by Kubernetes and containerized applications. That's the reason people are more and more moving towards cloud native approach, where the key takeaways are it reduces the cost, it helps them release features quickly, it helps building new services quickly, and also the whole ecosystem works nice hand in hand if once they redevelop or build new applications. I'm not talking about older applications. There are some areas in industries where you have still old applications you have to manage, and then you have to transit. It's called digital transformation. Slowly and gradually, you build new services and transfer those applications to the cloud native environments. So we will be, as I said, we'll be learning those skills, and we did ask you all to install few softwares to start with. Has anyone tried installing those 4 softwares we asked for? In this.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Who's this?
Can I able to interrupt a little bit?
Yeah. Sure. Now, you have your ask. Yeah, please go ahead.
I just got an idea that this course is how helpful for our career, but what services you are providing, means what support during this
Course.
because I'm totally new to this. It's very hard to understand this type of anything Kubernetes and all. So what type of things you are supporting during this training and after this training?
Oh yeah, it's a very good question, and thanks for asking it. So let me take this step by step. Yeah. First of all, as you can see, this is the course I have completely designed based on my experience, and I see the demand is growing. So when we design something within our company, it is very easy to teach and explain, right? So what will happen is throughout this course, when we start, we will learn in a smaller chunks, and then during the week, we will keep asking all of the students saying, have you completed what we learned in last session? Are you having any difficulties? We have a couple of people who will be supporting those students in background throughout the course and after course as well. So first of all, the first thing is you will learn these new skills. You will learn why it is important and why it is in demand. At the same time, this is not about memorizing things. These are technical skills. So when you do the project, you will really understand what sort of interview questions you will be facing, what sort of interview scenarios you have to go through. So we will prepare you for those technical interviews as well as what to say, what not to say, and how to get along with the interviewer. So those are the extra things we will help you with. Interview preparation. We can definitely get you up to the interviews as well, because there's so many demand on the industry. We will help you build your profile. We will have mock interviews with you so that you can see what type of question people will ask and how you will be comfortable answering them. So we will do everything to get you placed into a job once you will be able to complete all the exercises, projects, and we will help you with them as well. Does that answer your question?
Okay. I got an idea. And one last thing, after what type of means how much salary basis when we start as a new, so how much annually I can expect after completion this course and get a job?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, another good question. Thanks. So the thing is, in IT, minimum starting salaries are 35,000 pound a year, So if you are looking for a permanent job, then this sort of salary range is easily available, provided you are good in communication. You need to, so on top of technical skills, some of the soft skills you have to work on, like how to answer these questions, how to speak uh, concisely when you are facing interview. So yeah, starting from 35,000, and I have seen in past, some of my students were able to start job with 42,000, 45,000 pounds a year. So
Oh.
those salary ranges are available, and those students were also from completely non-technical background. Some of them were working in warehouses, some of them was working in a superstore, some of them was just a driving instructor. So we have seen this type of success, and salary packages. Yeah. So most of my students who started working in past were like roughly getting minimum 40 to 45,000 pounds a year starting with, and then they can go up to 60, 70,000 pounds in 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
So happy to hear that, because I'm new in this London and I'm struggling right now. So I can sense that what it means that, and I'm happy to know that you are also provide help in interview as well. So
Yeah,
it's
obviously that is a important thing. Other than that, just learning technical skills can be done easily if somebody wants to do it. But
Hmm.
we would like vouch you or help you. Even sometimes we will do spoon feeding as well, because we know you are new and you need
Hmm.
help. So initially we will definitely uh, get you up and running and build your confidence, because that is more important.
Hmm. Thank you so much for your advices and all. Thank you.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Anyone else having any question?
Yes, so one more question.
Yeah, sure, Nilesh.
Yes, at the interview time, can we show experience which we will have done with your company?
Yes, so that is the main idea. What we do is, along with our training course, we have like about 5 projects. Uh, 3 of them were uh, learning projects, and 2 of them will be live projects. So once you complete that work, you will be able to put our name, our references on your CV, and we will be happily giving you references because you have done that work with us. So no doubt and no problem with that.
And at the time of interview, and that time, is there any visas issue in this kind of job? That if we have a PSW visa, it is hard to get a job?
No. So PSW means you have full work permit in this country, right? Post working study, right? That's what the visa is. Post study work visa. So
Yeah.
post study work visa are absolutely acceptable. And what I was trying to explain earlier is, due to the shortage of skills, they are looking for people who has full work permit, right? So
Okay.
the 2 things they are looking for is, if the person has required skills and done project, which we will help you, and you will be able to get that live experience with our company. And second thing is, you have legal right to work in the UK. So we don't see any problem there.
Okay. And what is about sponsorship?
Sponsorship, we can't guarantee anything off the project
It's
right
depend
now.
on the company which will join.
Yeah. So most of the time, what happens? The PSW work visa is valid for 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what companies do is, if you show them you are a real asset for them and you have done work, you are able to understand their needs. And I'm pretty confident once you learn these skills through our course, our training center, you will have those in-demand skills. And if that happens, I have seen people getting the work permit from those companies. Even recently, I have seen when they don't find people from the current market with required skills, they are
Yeah.
sponsoring people from India as well, because
Yeah.
they don't get that sort of skills in local market. So to answer your question, if you have that skills, if you have PSW, then obviously they don't want to go with the hurdle about finding someone abroad. They have someone here and they will offer you. Yeah.
It means we have to make a demand of our
Demand in the sense you have to, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You got the point. You build your skills at the level that they can't deny you. And I am from the same boat. Came from the similar backgrounds that I never had any what you can say sponsorship before. But the visa processing happens because here in this country or in anywhere in the world, most of the developed countries, they are looking for skilled workers in most of the industries. And if you are already there, if you know the skills, then even you start your business as well. You can start
Yeah.
offering services.
My next question is the same.
Yeah, it is
How can
because
we
it
do?
is in demand. Yeah.
And after completing this course, we have some of experience, 6 months, 1 year, and then we establish our firm.
Yep.
And can we get a self
Employment.
sponsorship in our firm?
That I need to double check, but I would say check with the Home Office guidelines. I have no idea about that, but you might be able to work out a solution with existing firms if you have skills. So right now, focus on the technical skills, because if you know that, then I don't see any problem. Without knowing some cutting edge technology and without having skills, you are one of those thousands of people who are looking for work permit. But once you have that skill, then you are like above, like from 1,000, you are coming into top 50 or top 20. Then you can see the difference. You get it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Neil here.
Yeah,
Actually,
Neil.
I want to ask you a question that the course duration is around 3 to 6 months, right? For the cloud computing.
Cloud native. Yeah, it's 3 to 6 months, including the project work. Yes.
Including the project. And is there any fees that you are charging?
Yes, there. You are joining this through a WhatsApp group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would recommend you, because we are working in tie-up with another company called IT Trainer. So they are the one who will design the fees and everything. So they have decided something, and if you ask this question to the person who sent this advert to you, you will get the answer. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And during the project work, are you providing the certificates that this person has completed this project with us and all that?
Yeah, we can definitely. Once you complete the projects, we will definitely provide you certificate. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
And
Welcome.
one more question. Who
Yeah,
will
sure.
teach, only you or some other as well? Our tutor is only you or some other as well?
Yeah, just let me share the screen. So 80 to 90% of the content will be delivered by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So the support will be, we will have, when, outside the sessions, when you need extra support, if I am available, I'll be supporting. If I am not available, somebody will be trying to help you to solve a problem. Also, what we are trying to do is we are building a team of our own, right? So during this training course, everybody who is joining, we will try to form a team so that we can also internally help each other and learn more. When you try to solve problem, you will be learning a bit more as well.
Okay.
So yeah, the course content will be 80 to 90% delivered by me. we have another Go expert in our team. So when we reach to the GoLang's expert concepts, expert topics, those expert topics will be delivered by a developer who has been developer for 10 to 15 years in industry. And he has done quite a few Go projects.
Okay, with you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And is there any get together in a month or like that?
Yes, it's a good question. So what I was thinking is once we have started this and after a couple of sessions, I would try to arrange a small get together in the sense a small, a group discussion kind of thing to understand if anybody has any problem, if you want more help or how to. So I understand when you meet face to face, you have a bit more confidence and discussion goes well. So that's in my plan. I'll try to arrange it. If I can't find a conference room nearby, we will meet in a coffee shop or like Costa or Starbucks somewhere and then discuss. Yeah, definitely. That's my plan actually. That makes more sense to put faces to the voices and help and meet each other. Yeah.
Okay. I expect in a month we should go one get together.
Well, at least once in a month. At least, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, true.
Okay. Thank you.
Does everybody in the call also agree with us saying that it is good to meet once in a month? Jay, O, Neil, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Because it is an opportunity to share some of the market ideas as well. Some other know about these industries and they might have give some inputs to how to search for the jobs in that areas. It's like a knowledge sharing, what I mean.
True, very true. Correct.
Yep.
Nice. Any other question, anyone?
I have a question. Can I ask?
Sure.
Yeah. So as per instructor, last 2 days before, I think Yash instructed me to install 3 softwares. Hope you know the Docker and another cloud platform. So in this session, we going to see those softwares, how to start working like that, or it will be on another session like that?
Yeah, so I was thinking to cover that today, but what I thought is that if everybody else is not installing it yet, we can. My aim was, yeah, the next hour I was going to go through those basic steps about what we will be looking into it and how we will be starting. So if there are no other questions, we can have a look around that. Yeah.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so if there are no more questions, then yeah, as Jay mentioned, I can go through those basics so that whenever you all get chance, you can start installing and getting familiar with those 3 applications, which is like Docker Desktop, Visual Studio Code, and if you are using a Microsoft computer or Microsoft laptop, you will need another software called Git Bash. If you are using a Linux or MacBook, then you don't need Git Bash because the Bash terminal or user interface is available natively in Linux and MacBook. So we can start. If you are all okay, we can continue with that, or you want some break, 10-minute break, or
yes.
Okay.
Can take a break.
Take a break. So I'll keep the meeting open and we'll meet you back in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we restart the recording again? So
it's already going on. So I'll pause for now and we'll resume once. Yeah. Just getting my slide. Give me 1 minute. So once you install a Docker desktop, you will be able to see a application window like this. So probably Jay has installed it. So Jay, you may be able to see this type of application running. And then the top right corner of your Windows, or maybe if you're using Windows, it will be on a bottom toolbar. You will see a whale fish with containers on it. Can you confirm, Jay, please?
Yeah, I'm simultaneously opening the software. Just a few seconds, please.
Sure, sure.
So yeah, it's showing option like in the left side of the pan, containers, images, volume, same like that. What I
Correct.
need to.
No, nothing. It's just we were just very validating the installations. So
Okay.
you can see that means it is successfully installed. And if
Yeah.
you will open up a Git bash, you will see a terminal window like this.
That means add extension, you mean?
No, not extensions. If you use now second software like Git bash, if you start that, you have installed Git bash as well, right?
Yes, correct. It initially opening like a programming platform.
Yeah, like terminal window like this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
good. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, let me just move my slides.
Visual Studio is different or is the same?
No, that the Visual Studio will be the third software, which will be allowing you. It's a code editor, which will help us preparing our code. It will be like this Visual Code Editor.
Yeah.
So what we will be doing is we will be starting with shell scripting, like of a easy programming using scripts, and then we will go through Docker, and then we start GoLang. So that will be the natural flow.
Okay.
Let me just quickly. Yeah.
In JitBash, when I opened, it asked me 3 options: create a repository, something like that.
Create repository. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, I can. No worry.
Yeah, feel free to share your screen so we can go through it and people can watch it later. Others.
Yeah. Is my screen audible?
No, I think I'll stop. And no, I'm not able to see your screen. Can you share it again, please? Yeah,
No?
it's visible now. Yes.
Yeah.
So, this is no, not this one. This is a different UI. Close this, please.
Okay.
Now, you closed your sharing as well.
Okay, I'll open it. This is the GitBash you told, right?
Yeah, can you share it again? Your window disappears. You stopped sharing.
Okay, I will share again.
Please, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can, no, not GUI. Type git bash, GIT BASH in your search window. Yeah, git bash. This one. Yeah, that one. So this terminal, yeah, this one will be the starting point for us. We will be interacting with system using git bash if you are on Windows and on. So if you just type pwd, present working directory.
Caps or small letters?
In Windows, it should work with both, but we will stick to lowercase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enter. Enter, please.
Enter.
Enter. Yes. Yeah. So everybody who is attending this session plus haven't got the software installed. Please Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay, so everyone who is on this session and who haven't installed the softwares, this will be the starting point for us. So Jay, what will happen is I'll share my screen now and we will walk you through some steps to check. Okay.
Sure. So I need to stop, right? I need to stop sharing now.
No, don't worry. It will automatically stop when I share.
Okay.
Just wanted to ask everybody, just keep your sharing at the moment. So everybody on the call, do you have Windows laptop or a MacBook? Can please, if you have a Windows laptop, please, if you look at the screen, you will see there in the bottom bar, you are seeing a Docker icon. There's and a Git bash icon. So once you will start those applications in your laptop, if you're using Windows laptop, it will look like similar to this in your toolbar that these applications have started. And Jay, do you mind? Can you click on the Docker icon, please, from the food bar?
Definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, double click. And then click on containers on the left.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you have already started a container after following the exercise. So most of you, when you will install the Docker desktop, this application will be similar to what you are seeing on the screen right now. You will not have any containers running. That is fine. Jay has already started a container, so that is something what he followed from the instructions. But if you, as far as you can install and you can see this screen, that is enough for the starting point. We will take it forward. And as just a few minutes back, Jay was sharing his screen with the Git bash. So that is the terminal window, which we will be using as a starting point to start interacting with the system. Correct. Now, while Jay is sharing the screen, I would like to walk you through some of the very basic concepts. Those who already know this concept, please bear with us because some of the delegates are beginners, so we have to just get them up and running by giving a bit more visuals to the system they are going to use. So what happens? We are right now setting up our laptop so that our development environment is getting ready. Those three softwares which we have asked you to install are our tools while we learn the new skills, right? So obviously, for example, if you want to cook a new dish, you will have ingredients and a process to follow to cook that dish. Similar to that, we are trying to learn how to build a cloud native application. And these are our tools. We are starting with a Git bash, a Docker desktop, and Visual Studio. If you are using a MacBook, you don't need Git bash because the terminal is natively available on MacBook and Linux. So, is everybody on the call? Can you please confirm that you have understood what I said right now? If you all will say something would be good, we need to make sure we interact. So if you all, I can see Jay has already understood and he has done what is required to start with. But those who have not yet installed it, do you all understand what we are going to do next? You need to get those tools installed so we can get going.
We have to install three things: Docker, Git bash, and third one is
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio.
On my screen, you can see, right?
Okay.
So
let me take a picture.
I'm going to send it. We shared it. Let me share it in the chat. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
I'll share it in the. Let's see. And I'll share the links as well. Also, for example, if you are attending this session from a phone or iPad, maybe for listening, it may be okay, but you will need a desktop or a laptop because this is a technical course and you will need to perform various tasks. So as I said in the beginning, just attending this course will not help, and that is not recommended. You will need to follow along and execute step-by-step instructions when we take you through this. Yeah. So the links, I have shared them into the WhatsApp chat. Probably those who joined the group later didn't have the message earlier sent. So those are the 3 softwares you will need to install. So taking it forward, those who have already installed it, the next screen explains, if you are on a MacBook or Linux, you will see a terminal like this. And as recently Jay shared, if you install Git Bash, it will be something like this. These applications are client applications. So for the interest of everybody, please listen carefully. These applications are client applications, and they help us as a user to interact with your computers, right? So whenever we want something to be done by computer, we either instruct it manually by typing commands on the prompt, or we write a program and we execute it. Our initial few sessions will be around this topic, how to interact with your system and how to write small scripts so that we can perform this in an automated way, right? And slowly and gradually, step by step, you will learn about developing programs, writing software, and then the next phase will be how to package those applications into a Docker container so that you can run it on any cloud platform. So those who have already installed it, can you try and run this command? Like, say, what I want to do is I want to ask my system to print something for me. Okay, so what I'm saying is echo good afternoon, good morning, right? I'm using a command called echo, and I'm asking my system, say that print or echo this out. Echo, you know, echo means whatever you send should come back. So I'm interacting with my system, and by trying to write a simple message on the screen, what I'm telling system is print this message on my screen, and it is doing it. Now, this is working because every system has a command called echo. This is a small utility which is already developed and installed on our computers. Is everybody following me?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe. So yeah, okay. So is everybody following me, right? Nilesh, Jay, Hina, Om, you following along, right? Ghanshyam?
Yes, I'm following. So I got the thing. Echo is a function like a print function. Whatever we
Yeah.
need to print, it's help us.
Yeah. Yep. So have you done any programming before, Jay? It looks like you are familiar with qubits, print and
To be honest, actually, I am from engineering background. I did ECE. So
yeah.
hope you know, while studying some of the subjects, I have some computer subjects as well, like C, C++. So I
Yeah.
have just basic concept. What is the if then else printing and
Correct.
similar basic fundamentals, you mean? I don't
True.
want to.
Got it. Got it. Sorry, you went on mute accidentally. But yeah, I understand. Okay, I'm also from EC background. I did electronics and communication
Oh,
24, 25 years back.
okay.
But I started my career as a hardware engineer, assembling desktop computers then back in. So yeah, good to know that. Yeah, it will be very, very helpful for the team as well. And yeah, this is a. So you are based in UK, right?
Yeah, I'm currently in Manchester.
Manchester. Okay, good. Sure. So yeah, Ghanshyam, Hina, Om, Nilesh, you are following me? Yeah.
Yes, yes, we did.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So Ghanshyam, have you also installed these softwares?
Yeah, all three installed on Windows machine.
Machine. Yeah.
All
Okay.
three.
Good. And are you able to perform what we are going through right now? Are you able to print
Yes, yes.
echo?
Yeah, eco done. Yeah.
That's perfect. Nilesh, Om.
Oh, sorry, I'm installing.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Sure. So the reason, as I said, we will go through basics initially because we want to make sure everybody who is watching this video as well, some of them were not able to attend this today, so they will be watching this later. So yeah, we are interacting with system by writing a command, and we are getting response back. The one thing I would like to tell you all is make sure you stick to the lowercase commands, like writing this echo command in lowercase and all those commands we learned. In Windows system, it will support the uppercase, but what will happen is most of the servers and most of the platforms are built on Linux, and Kubernetes also heavily built on Linux and things like open source technologies, where the commands are case sensitive. So one thumb rule, all of the commands we run will be in lowercase, unless and otherwise instructed separately. So that's thing, and even if you are on Windows system, please continue with the lowercase. So the next thing which we will try and see is whenever we are interacting with system, the next level of information we need to know is which software we are using or which tool we are using to interact with our system. So the next command I would like you to execute is echo $shell. Now here, the word shell is in uppercase because it is one of the environment variable. And environment variables are special placeholders, you can say, which are by default available when we start our system. So for example, in my case, I'm using a MacBook. I'm using a shell called bean bash. Maybe on a Windows computer, it will be like user local bean bash or user bean bash, something like that. So those who are on a Windows system, can you share your output for this command in the chat, please?
Sorry, I done echo command, but where we get this output?
On the scene, this is the output. So if you see this echo good morning, right?
Yeah.
So the next line, it is
Yeah.
printed out. So that is your output, and then your system goes back to the prompt, right? So you
Yeah.
started with the $prompt, then you are printing out this statement, called good morning. So the
Yes.
system is printing it out. Here is the standard output. And then the system puts you back on the prompt. Then I wrote another command, echo $shell. It prints out the value for the shell I'm working right now, and I'm back to my prompt. Okay. 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 So two things we need to carefully observe here. The commands we wrote it in lowercase. As we said, we will always write commands in lowercase. But the environment variable, default environment variables are usually stored in uppercase, like this shell. We can also store the environment variables in lowercase, but for good practice, whenever you create an environment variable, try to stick to the same standard, like setting up an environment variable with an uppercase characters. Okay, now let's print another command called ls. Now, in my case, I am in a directory which is empty, so I'm not receiving any values back. My system goes back to the prompt. The ls command is for listing directories and files. But in your case, it will have a lot of files and directories. So you will see a long list of files.
Sorry, which computer we open? We show 3D object, app data, application data, context,
So
cookies.
yeah, that's fine. It is listing just files. That's fine. You will see at the bottom, you will be back on your prompt. Okay. So we are just listing the files and directories in your current directory. So we are not going to open any of them. It is just to see the list of files from your current directory.
No, it means we open our PC is a window.
So are you on a git bash prompt?
Yeah.
Okay. So on a git bash prompt, you wrote those two commands first, right? Echo good morning and echo $shell, right?
Yeah.
So you saw some values. So you stay on the prompt. We are just still on the git bash. Stay on the git bash like this.
Yeah.
Then you wrote ls and enter, right?
Yeah.
So what it happens, you will be back. If you press enter a couple of times,
Yeah.
you will be back on your prompt. So the system will fall back on your prompt. That's it. Yeah, so what we try to do, in my case, I don't have any files and directories inside this folder called training. But in your case, you are running this command ls, list files from your home directory. So if I, so that's why it is showing you all the files and directories from that folder. So don't worry, just if you are back on a prompt, that's it.
Okay.
We are just going through a few commands. What does it do? So like echo command is printing out a statement, or echo is used to print out the environment variable, as we saw. Then we saw ls command, which is listing content of the directory. That's it. Now, if you type pwd, it will tell you in which directory you are based in. So my name is also Nilesh. So my home directory is users Nilesh, and I am inside a directory called training. That's it. Okay. Are you all getting similar values? Like you may be on a Windows system, you get C from C:/ and then
C: user and del.
dev. Okay. You are in a dev directory in that case. Perfect. So now, if you type CD and enter, it should be back in your home directory if you are not in your home directory. So CD is a command for changing directory. And when you run CD command without any arguments, it will default change your directory to the user's home directory. So what we are trying to understand here is, we started our computer, we have these softwares installed, we opened up a Git bash, and now we are running few commands just to see whether the system is responding us with the correct value or not. Now, every system nowadays is a multi-user operating system, right? So multi-user operating systems sometimes get confusion, but what I'm trying to say is you can create multiple users on your laptop, and whenever a user is logged in, the user will be by default presented with the environment, custom environment, or maybe the user profile, you can say, on that system. It is quite possible that every user has different profile on the system, like you have different softwares installed under your profile. Another user who is using the same device might have different softwares installed in their profile. So right now, what you are seeing is when you do PWD, it might be telling you that as a user, when you logged in, your home directory is set to users Nilesh in my case. In your case, it will be different. So that is the home directory where every user by default logs in and opens up a terminal. You will be presented with the default home directory. Now, what I want you to do is open up your Visual Studio Code, please. In your Visual Studio Code, you can see a small gear icon on the left bottom corner. Please confirm once you open up a Visual Studio Code and you have this command palette option available on the left.
Yes.
Okay, so when you click on that command palette, you will see a command prompt here.
Yeah.
Right. Is everybody following? Kansham, Nilesh, Veena, Neil. Is Neil on the call?
I'm installing.
Okay, no problem. And then search for a word called CODE, code. So when you do that, you will see this cell command, install code command in path. I have already installed it, but you may not have installed it. So just enable that. So Jay, can you see that option?
In my case, when I type the simply code, it doesn't show any shell command. It mentioning like debug, help, task, toggle.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. Keep the Visual Studio open. I'm asking you to open up the file explorer from your operating system, like Windows File Explorer, my folder or
Okay, yeah, this PC. Yeah, okay.
this PC. And if
Yeah.
once you are in your home directory, create a folder called training, TRA, or like this, TRAINAH. So create a folder called training in your home directory.
Home directory, you mean C drive or D drive? Any idea?
So C user. So whatever on your so okay, to find it easily, if you go to the Git bash.
So for sorry for interrupt. For Windows, I am using the documents because it's a default user location, right? So in documents, we created the trainings, like you said.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So you can do that. Is absolutely fine. Yeah. So yeah, whichever is your default directory or wherever you feel comfortable on your system, You can put it on desktop as well, but usually I don't like to store content on desktop folders. So as Ghanshyam mentioned, you can use documents as well. Yeah. But make sure you remember where you are creating your training folder. So we will be writing all our custom scripts and code through this inside this directory in different folders. So we need a location where we can store our local content which we create.
Yeah, it's created.
Created, very good. And now, if you in the Visual Studio Code, if you have a this search bar, or maybe search bar, or you can go through this. When you open up a Visual Studio Code, the first screen, if you close the Visual Studio Code and if you open it, it will have this option to open a folder.
Yeah, yeah.
So you click there and open the folder which you have recently created, training or wherever you created. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to explain. Thanks. So that now, after running few commands from the git bash prompt, what we are going to do is we'll write a small.
Trust the authors, all files in the parent folders. It asking some permissions as well.
Yeah, go for it because you are on your system and that's fine.
Okay.
As far as you can see, the word training, you are in the training folder here. That's what we want. Yeah, correct. Right. Nilesh, how are you doing? You okay? Nilesh, are you listening?
Yes.
Okay.
I think my wife already worked with the Visual Code. So I show some different thing. Can I share my screen?
Sure. Yeah. You can share your screen so we can help you out. Yeah. So yeah, that's fine. Click on that two folder here. Huh? That's the first icon there. Yeah. Now maybe somebody was working on this system with Python, so it's not a problem. Can you see those three dots? Explorer here. Three dots. Explorer. Right. Three dots. Yeah. Click there. Explorer. Yeah. Open. No. Open editor. No. That's fine. Do one thing. Click on a Python folder. Is it allowing you to close? No.
Shall we make another separate folder for us?
Yeah, but don't do it there. We don't want to create it there, right? Go to the file. Yeah, click file. Say open folder. Open folder. Yeah. So now this is called File Explorer. Okay. Now, yeah, go to this PC, documents.
Do I make it here?
No. Here, left documents, left. No, not there. Left documents. Yeah, click documents. Yeah, here, click right click there. Right click.
Okay.
Does it allow you to create a folder there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Folder. And type training with uppercase T. Sorry. Only T is uppercase. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
TRAI. Sorry. And there's a small mistake there. Sorry. TRAINING.
TRAI. Okay.
Yeah. So now, training folder is there. Select folder. Perfect. So there in Visual Studio Code, it is showing all uppercase, but actually we have graded. That's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry. Correct. So now here, yeah, trust. Yes, trust this author. Correct. So what we are doing is we are preparing a development environment, and what we are going to do is writing a small script to execute. So keep your Git bash open. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, we will follow along from there.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so now most of you are on the screen where you can see the folder is there which we created, and we'll create a new file now. Give this file a name a.sh. Okay, the file name is a, and the extension we are giving to this file is .sh. Okay, so we are creating a script file inside
Create a
the
new
training.
file.
Yeah, create a new file. Okay. If you right click there, or if you see this icon with plus,
Yeah.
you can create it. And the name of file we are creating is a.sh. Now, in this file, what we want to
Progress.
so in this file, what we are going to do is we want to instruct our computer that this is going to be our shell script, and we want to run few commands. Now, what we did earlier on the git bash prompt or bash prompt, we tried to print some messages. That was a manual process interacting with system. Now we want to automate that process by writing a small script. So to instruct a computer for a script, you start with which language or which environment or which sort of executable path you want to use. So the first thing is you type hash #, and then second is exclamation. Type these two characters. Then you have to put the value you received for this echo $shell. So in my case, the value was /bin bash. In your case, probably you all were seeing user bin bash, right? So if you are not sure about the value for your environment, you can go back to the prompt and then type again echo $shell and use this value, whatever you are seeing here, into your script, the first line, following to this hash exclamation character, you put this value. Are you all following me?
Yes.
Good.
In git bash, what we type? Echo
$shell.
$shell.
And press enter. So you will receive some value. Like in my case, it is bin bash, but if you are on a different operating system, it will be user bin bash, something like that. Yeah. Is it true?
User bin bash.
Is that the same value you are seeing?
Yes. Hello.
Yep.
Yes. The same I got.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm just typing a message. So now, the next thing is we will type. So what we instructed our laptop or our computer is, I want to use my shell environment and I want to run echo welcome to course, right? Now type this, press enter, type this statement and save it. Okay. I hope you all are following me, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So save this file, and when you save it, it will show this cross. And if the file is unsaved, you will see a dot like this. So if you see a dot, that means you have to save the file. Yeah. And once you save it, it will be like this cross. So once you have saved it, if you go to the top file, let me just take this out. So if you show the file and you need to open the terminal. So view on your top window, if you see there will be like file, edit, section, and etc. And go to the view tab, and inside the view tab, click on terminal like this. So it will open up a terminal on the bottom panel. Can you see similar to what my screen is? So if you go to view and then press terminal.
Yeah, I viewed the terminal one, but it shows like training empty space. It's showing like.
Can you type like this, PWD there? Okay, it will be like, so you are seeing like this.
No. It's showing like a PSC :/training and exclamation.
Perfect. So that is showing your best prompt, cell prompt. If you type PWD there, it is like a. So what we have done is we got the Git bash inside our Visual Studio now.
Okay.
So can you try to type PWD and see what your response is?
Yeah, in the ash area, right? A.sh.
No. So when you click that view terminal, it will open up a small terminal within your Visual Studio.
Yes.
Like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that prompt, yeah, type like this command, PWD in that.
It shows path training.
Perfect. So what we are doing now, we are trying to use a code editor with our bash terminal in the same window, so it's easier.
Okay.
And if you do ls now, you should be able to see the a.sh file there. Only one file should appear there. Maybe you will have dot and dot dot, two additional directories, but no other file will be there because we have just created this folder and we have created this file inside a folder.
Yeah, it's showing correctly. Directory C : training. Perfect. And file as along with the date, time, everything.
Perfect. Like this.
Yep.
Okay. So Ghanshyam, you okay? Nilesh, you okay?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Perfect. Perfect. So now, what we do is we want to execute this script. Just a second. Yeah, I have to pick up someone. Yeah. Yeah. So what we are going to do now, we need to give this script a execution permission. So just type chmod change mode plus x a.sh. Okay. And press enter. And then again type ls or ls minus l.
But for this Windows environment, I think chmod doesn't work, right?
Okay. So can you see? Oh yeah, you are right. Can you see the permissions? Does it have executable permissions here? X is there by default. If you do ls, otherwise you can go to the user interface. Yeah, you are right. I think chmod being best
do
was what.
Do we need to install any extension for shell execute?
No, that's fine. We don't get into that. We will figure it out like this.
You can do it via git bash.
You can.
Via
Yeah.
git bash. So Ghanshyam, if you have the git bash installed, just
Okay, got
open
it, got it.
Yeah.
So I think
In my case, no command working. Bash, like the term bash is not recognized as the name of the
No.
cmdlet.
So on the view, okay, can you share your screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So close this browser. Yeah, okay. Minimize that. Yeah, that's fine. So now in this screen, okay, you are already there. No, this is the, okay, you are on a different, no, this is, I understand. The terminal type is different. You are on a default Windows terminal rather than, are you, so Ghanshyam and Jay, are you on a Git bash terminal or a Windows terminal?
I tried the same terminal as a Visual Code, but that doesn't work. So I tried with a git bash terminal and it works now.
Okay. So we need to change this terminal in
my
yeah. So go back to git bash and see. Yeah, I understand what is happening. We will try to figure out how to change terminal in the Visual Studio, but don't worry. There. So on the screen, Nilesh, you type cd. No, sorry. So we have to change your directory to the documents directory. Is there easy way in Windows to start the git bash from existing folder? You know, like you are on a users del, but you need to go in a documents directory and then do it from there. So
can I help?
Yeah, sure. You can take over.
So there is.
Can you please minimize all of your screens? Please minimize all your open screens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now do one thing. Do right click on your, or just go open your folder. Yeah. The next one. Hold on. Do one thing. Open your file explorer. Click on the yellow icon on the bottom. Close this menu. Click on the yellow folder icon in the bottom, nearby your Outlook. Yeah. Now, once your folder is open, go to the training folder in documents, training. Now do right click over here, right click. Now in the empty space, not here. Yeah, right click. And the option open git bash here. Correct. This is a very easy way where you want to open any file and any folder with git bash. Now, if you type here pwd, it will give you the current location. Yeah, enter. Correct. And if you do ls space -l, it will give you the list of files and folder in this folder. ls space -l dash -l. Enter. Okay, so your file is over here. Now here, if you execute the chmod, the command which Nilesh explained, chmod space +x space a.sh, the file name which is there in your folder. Yeah, enter. No such file or directory.
I think he added a $sign at the file.
Exactly. Do one thing. Run command mv space type $ in digit $.
It would be okay to delete it and create it again. Yeah, delete the file and create it again. Go back to your Visual Studio. Yeah, you're right, Ashish. But I think it will be easier to delete and recreate.
Sure.
Go back to the visual. Yeah, click there. Yeah, right click on the file. Yeah, right click there. Delete or delete or rename. Use rename. Or delete is fine. You delete it. Recycle. So whenever we give a file name, file name will start with alphabets. So click there, yeah, click there. a.sh, a.sh, enter. And now exclamation, pound sign and exclamation, hash exclamation. /, then closer to the exclamation, no space, yeah, / USR.
User bin bash.
Enter.
Enter, yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Command.
Again, you can give one more enter. And the
There
line
is
is
a
equal.
ECHO echo. EECHO. Yeah, go take over, Ashish. I'm just checking how to change terminal in.
Sure. Yeah, I have given the line. If you want to copy from the WhatsApp, you can copy. Otherwise, it is echo space start now double quote. Yeah, and give type any message. Welcome to CNET training or hello or welcome. Yeah, fine. Close with the double quote. Yeah, and you can save. To save the file, you can use the file option or right click on the a.sh on the left hand side or from the menu even. If you go to the menu file section, yeah, there's option save. We are not getting that option save. It's gray out. Why it is gray out? See, you can see, yes.
I think I already saved.
Already saved, yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's a saved file, yeah.
No problem.
Yeah,
So now
sure.
the same process you have to follow to give and change the permission of this file. Open the file explorer.
Just a second, I found something. On the right, yeah, Nilesh, can you, go on the right here in the PowerShell, in the terminal here, below, PowerShell. No, not there. In this, no, here, yeah. Click on the drop down menu. Click on the drop down menu. Drop here. Jamani baju. Jara plus sign ni baju maya. Click there. Does it say git bash? Select git bash. Yeah, so now you can select git bash from there. Yeah, correct. Now you do pwd enter. So all of you who are trying to use git bash from the terminal, you can change your terminal from the right corner from the drop down.
It means we shipped Git bash in Visual Studio.
Visual Studio, yeah, we changed the default terminal from PowerShell to Git bash in Visual Studio.
Okay.
So now if you do ls -l, ls, just type ls there, ls, enter. Yeah, enter. So your script is already executable here. Is Jay and Gansham also following? They can change this terminal from here, yeah?
Yeah, I'm following.
You're following, yeah? So now if you type, let me share my screen now. So stay on the same place on your screen and I'll just, the last bit for today, we will be closing on using this. So now your Visual Studio is showing similar output like my Visual Studio once you change to the Git bash terminal. And say we want to execute this script now. So type ./a.sh and press enter. So ./a.sh and enter.
Yeah, it
Okay.
shows the word which I executed. Hi, hello.
Correct. So the takeaway from today's session is we can install those softwares and we can interact with system using the terminal, which is the bash prompt we are usually referring it to. So on a Windows system, we are using a software called Git bash. If you are on a Linux or MacBook, it will be easy because the terminal is inbuilt. And how I found out, I just searched for this, change the Visual Studio Code terminal to Git bash. And then, yeah, it was easy to find out. So as the Git bash was already installed, we were able to switch it from the default PowerShell to Git bash. Then what we did, we created a small, very simple script so that every time we don't need to echo command and type everything. You can just do a/sh and it will execute the script. So all of you can have just, I mean, this is very, very basic as this course is designed for complete beginners. The initial few sessions, we will go through some of this basics so that you can become more efficient interacting with your own system. You will become more efficient with your local development environment. And that is absolutely necessary to work forward on this course, okay? So are you all comfortable so far, whatever we did, right?
Okay, but one thing,
Yeah.
sorry, to be honest, I did all the things, but I don't know how we do, why we do this, the basic idea.
Yeah. So what happens? Yeah, I can tell you. I can give you an example here, Nilesh.
Okay.
So think about you want to build a big restaurant, right? So when you want to build a big restaurant, the heart of the restaurant is your kitchen. And what type of dishes you are going to offer. So for example, you are opening up a restaurant where you are offering South Indian food, you are offering North Indian food, and you are also offering some continental food, okay? So that means you need 3 kitchens or you need facilities where all 3 different type of foods can be prepared. So instead of starting with all 3 different type of foods, you will start with some simple thing, right? So let's start with snacks. So to build your kitchen, you need some tools. You need, say, cooking facilities. You need fuel. You need electricity. Then you need ingredients. So think about that. Right now, we are setting up our local environment. We are setting up our laptop so that we can build new application and we can learn this so that we have those skills, we can work in industry. You understood?
Yeah.
So these are the tools which we are learning. So when you want to become an IT professional, you need to be very, very fluent with your own laptop. So you should be able to create new files. You should be able to understand how the system by default behaves without creating a custom program. So it's a flow. Does it make any sense to you now?
You are on mute, Nicholas.
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, so did you got why we are doing it now? It's like we are just preparing our laptop so that we can take it forward.
Yeah, we just installing the basic things, and after that,
Yeah,
we'll.
so we are preparing our kitchen before we serve. So we will prepare our kitchen, we will prepare some dishes now, we will try it ourselves, and then we can open the restaurant for customers. So we are still in a very early stage. We are right now setting up our own kitchen. That's how I will compare.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. One more question, can I ask?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So we just used two softwares, right? Currently, that means two applications. That means Git Bash and Visual Studio. We
Correct.
not yet touched the Docker application. Am I right?
Correct. The Docker will come little late once we. Yeah. But I was just trying to make sure it is installed on your system. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So we just created a folder now. We just arranged what are the programs we need to go further for the upcoming ones. Just arranging.
True. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
And while you have already installed Docker desktop and testing it, you can type this command Docker version Docker space dash version, and it should tell you which version of Docker. So you should receive a response back with some sort of version. Just to.
Okay, you mean this Power Bash or integrated with the Docker, because there is no relation between these two applications, right? Openly, we not connected any of this application so far. I just install, but when we typed Docker here, it shows what is the software I'm currently using. Am I right?
No, so this what we are doing is, so this is the best, my best terminal, your Git best terminal, and this is the terminal, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? You started Docker and you are able to see the Docker in your toolbar panel, right? Under the foot bar. So what we are doing is when the Docker software was installed, it has a command line utility called Docker as well. It installs together.
Oh.
And that's what we are trying to query, saying our Docker is installed or not. So if you say Docker version, it will respond like this. But there is also one more command. So Docker and what was I in for version? So like say Docker version. So if you type Docker version without dash dash, you will see this output, like a bigger output.
Yeah.
Where you will see a client. So your client software for Docker is installed like this. I am seeing it with Darwin, which is the Mac OS. You will see probably x86 Windows architecture, something like that. And while your Docker desktop is running, it will say your server is also running. So these are the two software which are successfully installed. This is a verification command just to make sure after installation when you start Docker, and if you run this Docker version command, it responds back saying that, yeah, your Docker client and your Docker server on your laptop is successfully running. Got it?
Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah. So another question, in the this Visual Studio, there is two options showing in my right pan, PowerShell and Bash. So we now going to use only Power Bash or sometimes PowerShell as well?
No, Git Bash only at the moment. PowerShell, no. Because what happens, most of the Docker images are based on Linux Bash, open source Bash. So the Git Bash is the closest, what you can say, simulator on a Windows system, which will give you that environment. The Git Bash is only initially we use, but later on what we will be using is, we will be using Docker images for Linux, and we will be running all these scripts which we are doing right now. We will be creating similar scripts and packaging into Docker image, and then we will run. So it will be like a local virtual cloud in your laptop. You know, it will give a similar environment like a real cloud.
Yeah, I now got it. Just arranging the ingredients before cooking, like that.
Correct. You got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Nice talking to you all, and hope to see you on next Sunday at the same time, 10 a.m. Okay. I'll share this recording once I upload them by end of today. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Nice. See you next Sunday. Cheers. Speak to you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.